Hello Year 7. Today we're starting our first lesson on angles. Most of this lesson today is about understanding new terms and how to label things in this topic. So we have a few blanks and things to fill in today. So let's read through the first one. We have fill in the blanks and draw a diagram for the following. The first one, a point. So write the word point in here. Is usually labelled by a capital letter. So we might have a dot representing our point, and we would use a capital letter, so for example capital P, to label that point. The next dot point. A line passing through 2 points A and B can be called line AB or BA. So it doesn't matter the order that you write them in. So here is what a diagram of that would look like. So we have a line, and that line is going to pass through 2 points. It's going to pass through A, and it's going to pass through B. So see the capital letters there from our first dot point. So that section, the line between A and B, we could call that AB, or we could call it BA. The next dot point, a plane is a flat surface that extends indefinitely. So it's a two-dimensional shape, a plane. So maybe you could imagine it's like your sheet of paper in front of you, something like that, but it could extend in any direction indefinitely. Next dot point, collinear. Collinear points all lie in a straight line. So it's more than just 2 points. It could have 3 points or more. So we have our straight line again. We could have A, B, and C all on that same line, which means that they are collinear. Linear meaning straight line. Next point, where 2 lines meet is called an intersection point. Or sometimes we call it a point of intersection. So here is 2 lines. That spot in the middle where they intersect is an intersection point. Okay, and I could give it a label. I could call it P for the point where they intersect. Next one, more than 2 lines meeting at the same point are concurrent. Okay, so that's just a special name meaning more than 2 lines that are meeting at the same point of intersection. So we have, like our last diagram, that would be just 2 lines at a point of intersection. But if a third or a fourth line even goes through the same point of intersection, we call those lines concurrent. On the next page, a line segment, or another name for that is an interval, is a part of a line with a fixed length at end points. Okay, so it's not a line that continues on forever. It is a line that has an ending at each end, like this one here. So it goes from A to B, but it stops. It can't continue further on from that. So we call that a line segment or an interval. A ray, AB, is a part of a line with one end point, A, and passing through point B. It extends indefinitely in one direction. This is signified by using an arrow at the end of the line in the direction that it extends. So, because the letter A is first, that's where the ray begins. Then we have our line coming away from there. It will pass through the B and continue on indefinitely. So that is a ray, where you can consider that it's like a light beam that's shooting off in one direction. Next one. When two lines meet, an angle is formed, and this is called the vertex. The two rays are called the arms of the angle. Okay, so if we draw one ray, here is my starting point, and I have a ray that is coming out in that direction, and I might have another ray coming out another direction like that. So we call those the two arms of the angle, and the point, this starting point, is called the vertex. Okay, now we're going to spend a lot of time looking at angles in this topic. An angle is named using 3 points with the vertex as the middle point. Okay, that's an important feature. The vertex is always the middle letter that you use when naming a point. So underneath here it says a common type of notation is angle ABC. So we use this slanting, it almost looks like an L, but it's slanted over to be a little angle sign. Angle ABC. So the B being in the middle would mean that that is where the vertex is of that angle. But that could also be written as angle CBA, because the B is still in the middle, it would still be the same point. Now to draw that, let me show you an example of what that could look like. Here is an angle, my two rays coming out from the vertex there. B is where the vertex of the angle is. And A could be the point where that first ray is going through, and C would be a point where the second ray is shining through. Okay, and that would be measuring or naming this angle in here. So I use a little arc in there to say that that's the angle that I'm talking about. So you can see that I could label that angle ABC, or go in reverse, angle CBA. Either way is naming that angle. All right, if two lines are parallel, it means that they will remain the same distance apart no matter how long they are. This can be written as AB is parallel to DC. So AB would be the name of one of the straight lines. The two vertical lines in between mean parallel, and the second parallel line would be DC. So let's draw a diagram of that. The first line, it's going to pass through A and B, and I need to try and draw a second line parallel to that as best as I can. Remember, parallel means that they will never touch, and that line has the name DC. Now if those lines are parallel, we like to mark those lines with arrows. So if I put a double arrow in here and the same mark on the other line, that means that those lines are parallel. Okay, two lines that meet at 90 degrees are said to be perpendicular. This is written as AB. Again, that would be the name of the line, AB. This symbol here is the symbol for perpendicular, so you can see it's two lines that are meeting at a right angle, and that's what perpendicular means. So AB is perpendicular to another line, CD. So we could draw that in a number of ways. Here is one of the ways. I could draw a line like this, and that could be the line going through A and B. And I could draw a second line passing through at a right angle, so I need a little right angle sign in there. And that line is going to be called C and D. Okay, so AB with a little right angle, so it's perpendicular to CD. Okay, on the next page, The markings on this diagram show that AB is equal to another side. So AB is a side, and we can see it up the top here. AB is this side across here. Now it is marked with this one line in the middle of that line. Now you can see on the bottom we have another side that's marked with that same marking. That means that that side is the same. Okay, so AB must be equal to this bottom side, which is DC. Okay, then AD, so AD is the one going down this way. It's got two lines on it. The one straight across from it also has two lines on it, so that one must be the same, and that side I would call BC. Okay, so AB equals DC and AD equals BC. Then I have these little angle symbols. Now I want to look at the angles. Angle BAD. Remember the A is where the vertex is. So if I just get rid of all these other colours here. B to the A and then the D means that I'm talking about this angle in here. I want to know what angle is equal to that. Well, look for the one with the same marking. So that has an arc in there. The one straight across over here, this one has an arc in it as well. This one's going to be the same. So to name that angle, I need my little angle symbol. And I could either start with the B or I could start with the D. It doesn't matter which one as long as the C is in the middle. So I'm going to start with the B. I'm going to angle B, C, D. Okay, and we now have angle ABC. So A, follow the side to B. B is where the point is, C. That's going to be equal to, it's got two arcs in it. So the one straight across here has two arcs in it. They will be equal. So let's name this angle down here. The D has to be at the vertex, but it doesn't matter if I start with the C or the A. So let's start with the A. I'm going to call it angle ADC. Okay, and that's it. That's our first lesson, getting to know some terms and how to label things in our angles.